I'm a poet, I'm a children's book writer, I'm a photographer. I also make children's entertainment programs by way of video films, and I'm a storyteller. The storytelling project started 5 years ago, or slightly more than 5 years ago. And the reason I started it was that I felt challenged as a children's book writer. My books were on the internet, and children had read them in schools. And everywhere I passed, they would try to stop me and say, "Hey, Sambure, Sambure." And that to me was a challenge. I felt I should do something about the children, meet them face to face in storytelling sessions. So this is the reason I started storytelling. I normally have an average of 120 children. I've recorded an attendance of 250 children, but it depends, again, because some children don't attend because they have been given some work by their parents, and they want to do the work first before they come to story children. But it's been well attended all through. Turata, tuasamu, turata. Murega. Murega rĩngĩ thĩinĩ wa Mwathani. Kama ũrĩa njĩtagwo. Nĩngũhe mũndũ kĩheo ũrĩa ũkũmenya ũrĩa njĩtagwo, na kũrĩa njikaraga, na mũrũ wa maitũ nũ, na maitũ nũ. Well, as I said earlier, the storytelling project is a project that I initiated so that I may interact with the children. It has another purpose. I meet the children, and whenever possible, I give them books to read. It's a way of passing knowledge from myself about the things I've experienced in life to the children. And I think they do learn a lot. First of all, let me tell you how the storytelling is organized. I have about 4 schools that are involved in storytelling. One of them is Mungai Shengesha Primary School, and that's the venue of the storytelling. And the other one is Kibubuti Primary School. The other one is Sheri Academy, and also Riara Primary School. The other purpose of starting the storytelling session was to teach the children their mother tongue, which is no longer taught in school. That is Gikuyu. And I try as much as possible to persuade them to speak, to even tell stories in their mother tongue, that is Kikuyu. So it's important that people learn their mother tongue, their mother's language, and that they be able to speak it. So I speak to the children in Gikuyu. I persuade them, as I said, to speak in Kikuyu, and I think we get on very well with the Gikuyu language. Karai ndu muhe namba yake ya thimu ona ndekwaria muno no kumugeithia murega ciana ni mwenjewi eno ni namba yakwa ya thimu 0722 22 22 22 22 22 22 amanyite yo oya wanyite riku I funded the project and I do it from my royalties, the money I get from the sales of my books. Most of my books are on the school recommended reading list, and they sell well. My very first book, which was a collection of poems, was published now over 15 years ago, and it's still selling very well. So, in short, I funded the project myself.
Itawa John Nganga, athomaga Gĩbuti, kĩrathi kĩa mũgwanja, na nĩtũthiaga storytelling, na nĩtũheagwo mabuku ma storybook, na ndathoma nĩhotaga gũperform, ngĩandĩka composition.
The progress has been good, and the whole exercise has been very encouraging to me. The children, when we started, no child could be able to stand up and tell a story, whether it's a story told by a parent or a teacher. But after 4 years, after narrating to the children for 4 years, the children are able to stand up and tell a story from the beginning right to the end.
Sambure nĩ ndĩmũĩ nĩ wa itũra rĩakwa, nĩ mwandĩki wa mabuku ma ciana na mũgani wa ng'ano, nĩ arutaga ciana ng'ano na nĩ amarutaga mĩtugo na ng'ano icio nĩ itũmaga magĩe na mĩtugo mĩega na gĩthomo.
And the other achievement is also that the storytelling in Kanunga has become international. I have received some visitors, like some years ago I received a storyteller from America. Her name is Margaret Reed Moore. And she came over because she had heard about the storytelling. I've also received students who are doing their final examination in the university coming over to do research or to get information to include in their paper. So it has become very popular. I haven't had any surprises from the children. I think they love telling stories in their mother tongue. And in any case, even if they are learning English and Kiswahili in schools, they are communicating in Gikuyu with their parents. Their everyday transaction is in Gikuyu. If a child is sent to go and buy sweet potatoes or tomatoes, he or she is not going to speak to speak to the seller in English or Kiswahili. So it's been very, very well received. The storytelling project in Kanunga will be a major event, I believe, in the future. I'm planning to contact UNESCO and have it included in the festivals, UNESCO's festivals of the year. Mine is twice a month exercise. I tell stories only on the first Sunday of the month and on the last Sunday of the month. Oh, I chose Sunday because Sunday is when I'm more relaxed. Perhaps I don't have any other commitment, and I would not want to promise the children something that does not take place. So Sunday for me has been a very safe day. Couple of years to come, this will be a major event. It will be known across the borders, and a lot of people, I can see a lot of people trying to do the same, and I will feel a lot of pride if this happens. At a personal level, I've tried as much as possible to make other artists, to make other writers interested in storytelling in their own areas. There was a time we traveled all the way to Western Province with a friend of mine. He has since passed on. God rest his soul in peace. His name was Dr. Ezekiel Alebi. And I gave Dr. Alebi some money so that he could start a similar project in Western. And I'm sure he did. And I'm sure it took off, but unfortunately he passed on. So this is something I would want to see other communities, other writers doing everywhere they are, because it's a great way of educating children, and it also helps them to grow and to know about the dangers that are around them, like HIV and AIDS, and they also learn how to take care of the environment. It's a great opportunity for a child to get involved in.
Storytelling about the environment, teaching us how HIV AIDS comes.
The storytelling has gone on for 5 years. I've been funding it, and I think it's time I passed on the responsibility to somebody else, an organization or a company that can be able to sponsor it. I'll be involved in it because I want to get involved and see it grow from strength to strength, but I think I do need some help in form of sponsorship. I also, as I mentioned, I also make some DVDs. I've made some for a local TV stations, and I also need sponsorship so that they can be shown on our televisions, and they can also help children in other areas. Well, I have some advice for children. This is fear God and keep His commandments. Love your parents and help them in any way you can, and read and read and read. Be afraid with the books. They'll help you. The knowledge you gather will be useful in your life all through.
Umithio ũrĩa nyonete kuma storytelling ni wa mbere ni nyonete ngĩteithĩka kuma kwandĩka compositions na insha's, na nĩ ndeithĩkĩte nginya gũkuũka hakiri ngĩheana story na ĩgacoka ĩka-improve language yakwa.
Nĩ thia storytelling Sunday na ĩkoragwo enjoyable, na ng'ano icio tũganagĩrwo nĩ cindeithagia kwandĩka composition na insha's, na imwe nĩ citũthomithagia ũrĩa mũndũ angĩthiĩ na mbere na mũtũrĩre wake.
When you are writing for children or when you are narrating stories to children, you have got to have the mentality of a child. You've got to think like them. You've got to act like them. You've got to imagine like them. And if you do that, then it will be easy for you to communicate with them. You've got to go back. You've got to walk back to your days of childhood and think the ways you did things, the way your parents told you stories, and the way you behaved, and the way you perceived the storytelling. If you do that, even if you're an adult, you'll be able to communicate effectively with the children.